Hi, this is Matt Clark. So in this video, we're going to talk about your Author Central accounts. So for each author name you have on Amazon Kindle, so if you're selling, to a few different markets, you're probably going to be using a different author name for each one. Some may be girls, some may be guys. It just depends. Whatever you want to use, something that fits the market is best. You can basically set up a separate Author Central account for each author. Now this is completely separate from your Kindle Direct Publishing account and your Amazon Seller account. This is just basically like an author profile. And so you basically just need an email. You can use a Gmail account. It doesn't really matter. Use whatever email you want for them. And you just go to authorscentral.amazon.com and you'll be able to create a new Author Central account for that person. So then once you do that, basically you're going to start building out your Author Central account. Now you can use this to add, as we've seen in other videos, you can use this to add editorial reviews and more information to your product description that you can't add just from the book description when you upload the book to Kindle. So you can use it for building out that part, and you can also use it for marketing yourself. So now I'm just going to run through a few different examples of what some different author profiles look like. So here's one, just a random author I found, David Wolman. I think he writes fiction books, and basically here's his profile. It has a nice picture, it has a description about him, and he even has a Wikipedia page, but this one is about him, and here's just a list of the books that he sells. So it's a few different books, 54 reviews, 7 reviews, basically just the books that he adds and says that he's the author for in his Author Central account are the ones that are going to show down here. So these are basically all the Kindle books. He may have some hardcover, paperback, all format, etc. These can all be added whenever you set up your Author Central account. You're basically just going to be able to select the books that you've written under that author name, and you'll be able to pull those up, and then those will show up here. So then basically how people are going to find this is if somebody is looking at this book, for example, on Amazon, if they click the hyperlinked author name, it'll take them to this page. Now why is that valuable? Because if you think about it, just like a website has an About Us page, if you have an author page, it's sort of like your About Us page for Kindle. You're able to put different information here, list your credibilities, Stanford University's journalism program, etc., etc. He has a bunch of different things here which helps sell him as an author. So if somebody's on the fence as to whether or not they want to read a book by you, they can click over here and they can find more information about you, and hopefully, or whatever fictitious authors you set up, and hopefully, you just want this to all be true information, obviously. But you can put things in here like, #1 Amazon bestseller for, like we saw in that one other book, for cookies, or for any of those kind of things. You can put those credibility marks in here fairly quickly, and they sound nice, and you can get those kind of statistics just pulling stuff off of your rankings in Amazon, basically. But somebody will find this, and basically they'll hopefully will want to read your book, and if they like your book, they'll be able to find other books by you. Now there are a few other things you can actually do with your author profile to build it out and get a little more value from it. This is the John Locke guy who's written a bunch of fiction books. He's the guy who did basically $1 million in Kindle sales in 5 months, who I've mentioned a few times in this training. And he's built this out a little bit more. He obviously has this whole credibility thing here. And then he has a Q&A section on here, which somebody can actually send and ask him a question. And he may or may not answer it, but you can do that sort of Q&A with your readers. And here's the list of all his books. Basically has all those listed here. So if somebody really likes him as an author, they can go find his other books. And he also sort of integrates this with his blog. If you click this will actually go over to one of his blogs, donovancreed.com. So that's kind of cool that it links over there. It shows related authors, and he either has one of his, he also has one of his trailer videos here. So you can upload this, and that's pretty cool that it's built into his author profile. So this is all just really selling him as an author and getting people involved with who he is. This could be a video of you, basically. If you're writing a book under your own name, you can talk about yourself, who you are, why people should, listen to you, and that kind of thing, which is going to make them like, okay, now this is a real author, he's a credible person, or she's a credible person, and then basically somebody will be a lot more likely to buy your other books without having to even think twice about it, because they know you're a credible person and will be much more likely to buy your book as opposed to somebody who's a complete stranger and basically has nothing on their author page or doesn't have one at all. And then lastly, here's just another example. Here's that Running Sucks author. As you can see, Running Sucks, How to Run for Fast Weight Loss. It's got a picture of her. I'm not 100% sure if this is actually her or not, but it probably is. And she's done a real sort of like friendly approach. A lot of her books are writing to women who are basically trying to lose weight. She sells fairly inexpensive books. Basically just quick and short and to the point. So she has, some little bit more of like a friendly approach to her Author Central profile, but this is good. It has a nice casual picture, and even below here she wrote a little caption, which is actually part of the image. Hey there, this is me, Jen Jolan. Just thought you'd like to see who it is writing to you. She just has some different information about herself. I try to avoid watching TV besides blah blah blah. However, I do have a strange fascination with watching old movies, etc. Just sort of personalizing herself, which is good. So then somebody feels more in touch with who she is, and like I said, we're more likely to buy more of her books. She doesn't have any videos. That could be something fairly cool that she could put on here and may help her sell more books. And you can know, if you want to get ranked for your name, you can even use this URL and basically drive links to it, which we'll talk about doing SEO for Amazon listings in the promotion module. But you could basically get ranked for your name, especially if you have a fairly common name. You can get ranked here basically by using this URL. So that's another cool advantage of your Author Central profile. So, this is a good idea, especially if you're building out a series and have multiple books under the same author name, which is recommended to have a good, well built out Author Central page, which once again, you build out just by going to authorscentral.amazon.com. You can create an email on Gmail just for each individual author, or if you only have one, you can use your personal email, whatever you want to do. Like I said, separate from your Kindle Direct Publishing email, and you can basically get started and start creating a pretty cool Author Central account and build that out and help build a lot of credibility for your authors.